rise to speak
It is
about
the voice
the
you are
destructive
supposed
reality
to call.
of native forest logging in Tasmania, and nothing shows it more grimly than the actions of Taran, a multinational timber and palm oil corporation. Honourable Speaker, I seek leave to table a series of images that I circulated to all members previously, and I will discuss these later.
The question is that leave be granted. All those opinions say aye. Aye. To contrary, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Taran's litany of offences against people and the environment is long, too long to capture in this speech, which says a lot, but I'll share some highlights. Taran is responsible for catastrophic deforestation of Sarawak's ancient forests for timber profits and palm oil. They've decimated the traditional lands of Indigenous people, violated their human rights, turned carbon-storing rainforests into palm plantation monocultures, and are driving the extinction of orangutan and other threatened species. Taran were found guilty in a Malaysian court for an illegal land grab that destroyed native customary right, including graveyards. Here in Tasmania, Taran have continued their business model of looting precious native forests for veneer and plywood to export to China, Japan and elsewhere. It's well known Taran launders its illegally cleared timber from Malaysia through the timber it plunders from Tasmania's forests. They package it as sustainably sourced to greenwash their products and trick customers into thinking there is anything sustainable about their operations on our island. For decades, Forestry Tasmania has rolled out the red carpet to Taran to log our irreplaceable forests. And despite the company being previously owned by a multi-billionaire Malaysian crime family and still having deep ties with them, Australian taxpayers have handed Taran more than $60 million over the years in subsidies, grants and bailouts. It is a disgrace. So regarding the images I tabled and have circulated, they were provided to us by the Bob Brown Foundation. And I want to acknowledge Jenny Webber and Colette Harmson here today in the chamber, thank you, who are staunch and caring defenders of our wild forests. And thanks to the tireless work of Jenny and Colette and others in the Bob Brown Foundation over many years, the destructive practices and history and human rights abuses perpetrated by Taran have come to light. The images I've tabled showed the disturbing reality of Tasmania's forestry industry. It's a corrupted, shocking and sad reality. It shows 7,000 cubic metres of timber taken from our native forests, left to rot in the yards at their Smithton mill over years. These photos are taken from 2023, but they have been there, we understand, since 2019 at least. These are Tasmania's precious native forests, home to threatened species like the masked owl. They're now effectively rubbish and they're so rotten they're unusable, unsaleable. And I want to be clear, the Greens don't think it would be better for this veneer to be shipped to international markets. It wouldn't be. The veneer was once ancient forests and it should be left standing and protected into perpetuity for their incredibly significant natural values, not clearfelled for export and certainly not left to rot. But this is the waste and the reality of Tasmania's native forest logging industry. All the destruction, the burned forests of endangered species habitat, the public funded subsidies over years has led to piles of rotten timber. People in this place may try and deny it, but the rest of the world knows the truth. Native forest logging is a dying industry because there is no market for extinction timber. Taran wrote the rotting timber off at a value of $3.2 million due to, quote, declining demand from Japan and a sharp escalation of freight charges. The company has tried to pretend shipping costs and challenges from COVID justify their disgusting waste. But the veneer was in the yard well before COVID started. In truth, there is no longer a commercial market for products that are stolen from ancient native forests. Of course, Taran doesn't need to worry so much about the commercial markets when they've got friends in the Liberal government to bail them out when times are tough. And the Treasurer, Mr Abetz, has a long history with Taran. He went to Malaysia on the taxpayer's dime as a federal senator to tour Taran's facilities and try to convince the Indigenous Penan people to let Taran log forests on their native lands. And concerningly, Tyann appears to have been awarded a contract by the government.
Honourable members, time's
And we are
expired. The Honourable
seriously
member for
concerned,
Lyons,
and we
Mr
want to end
Mitchell.
native forest logging right now.